Hey, baby, you want to go out west?
I do want to go out west. Out west is fun.
Let's go to the Sonoran Desert.
The
Sonoran Desert. You want to go out there?
Sonoran Desert. Yes, let's go there.
We love that area.
We do love that
and
area.
We're going out where a famous song was written about this area, right?
Yes. And a place where you can hitch your horse and even ride a bull.
That's right. Where are we taking everybody today?
We're going to Cave Creek and Carefree, Arizona.
Put your seatbelts on.
Here we go.
Did you know that 46 million Americans plan to take an RV trip in the next 12 months? 90% of recreational vehicle owners take 3 or more mini vacations every year. Welcome to the RV Destinations Podcast. If it's RV travel, we're talking about it. From campgrounds to museums to national and state parks, kayaking and hiking opportunities. One of the most fun and pleasurable things you can do is just hit the road. So be ready to be inspired. Welcome in to the RV Destinations Podcast. Now your host, President Randy Beheimer and Editor-in-Chief, Caly Beheimer.
Hello and welcome to the RV Destinations Podcast. This is the podcast series where we talk everything about RV destinations all across the United States and Canada. I am Caly Beheimer, Editor-in-Chief of RV Destinations Magazine, and I'm here with my wonderful husband. And babe, I just want to take this opportunity to say I love you.
I love you too, babe.
And your hair looks really good today.
Am I having a good hair day? I
You
gotta look at the camera.
are, and you look very snazzy today. I just want to say.
I just have a t-shirt on.
I know, but you just look super snazzy.
I'm glad you love me.
Yeah, so for folks that maybe this is the first time you're listening in, that's Randy Beheimer sitting across the room from me, and he is the president of RV Destinations Magazine. And we have a very special guest with us today. All of our guests are super special. We have Nicole Bandes. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing?
Hello. You guys are so freaking adorable. I just love it.
Thanks.
We try to be.
We try to be. Or maybe we should try not to be.
No,
be
don't
less
give
adorable.
it up, please.
Yeah.
There's not enough adorable in the world right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So, Nicole, where are you today? Tell our guests where you're sitting.
I'm actually sitting in my Sticks and Bricks in Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm not too far from Cave Creek and Carefree. That is my stomping ground for sure.
Now,
Very cool.
What type of rig do you have? I don't think we've even asked you
Yeah, we
that.
didn't even ask that.
You haven't. We actually just upgraded. We started out with a Grand Design reflection bumper pull, and we just upgraded to a Momentum toy hauler because last summer we bought a couple of motorcycles, and so this summer we're taking those out on the road with us.
Very cool. Now, are you married?
I am married.
Okay.
Is it just you and your husband, or would you have kids with you too?
No, it's just, my son is 29 and he's in North Carolina, so we're going to be going to visit him and my granddaughter this summer.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we'll be crossing paths in
think we will.
Pennsylvania
Be like,
at some point
"Pachoo."
with you. We talked about that offline, so we're pretty excited. We're both going to be in Lancaster, only about 2 weeks apart, it seems like. So, unfortunately, probably not going to be able to meet up. But
yeah, I'll leave you a note in Gettysburg and tell you how it all was.
Yes. We could do like a little scavenger hunt. You could like leave little notes and messages and bottles for us. We'll make it a whole thing. It'll be great.
That would be
there
great.
You go.
That would be awesome. Well, today we're talking about Cave Creek and then
Carefree
as well. Now, those are two, correct me if I'm wrong, Nicole, these are two western towns in Arizona in the Sonoran Desert, correct?
Yep. They are twin cities, or towns, really. You can't even call them cities because they are so small.
Okay.
And, they're big on the retirement kind of vibe. So Carefree is full of streets called Easy Street and Ho Hum Lane and all of those kind of good things. And then you've got Cave Creek, which is all about the spurs and the boots and some two-wheeled motorcycles and four-legged friends. So you get a little bit of country, a little bit of western, a little bit of carefree and easy, relaxed environment.
Now, there was a famous song that was written about this place,
well,
right?
we can't go into too much detail.
That's on one of the top 10s?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cheap.
It is.
Okay.
I have to keep him in line, Nicole.
Yeah, we can't.
Somebody's got to.
Right, because he's a parade pooper. He'll just come in and poop all over our top 10 parade.
Well, again, if you would provide these to me,
I did.
More than 5 minutes before we press
sir.
record.
I came and tried to hand that to you at least 10 times. Okay, maybe not 10, but at least 3. Yeah, for
sure. Yeah, and Randy, I sent them to you several weeks ago, so you could have actually reviewed them
Nicole.
back then.
Nicole, don't take
my
up for
girl
her.
has my
don't
back.
Thank
you.
Girl power.
That's right. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, so it sounds like this fun time. And what I usually do is I usually pull up some fun facts about different destinations that we talk about on the show, but there was none. Absolutely zero on Cave Creek. I didn't look for a Carefree. Again, it was a little mistake up. I thought these were two completely different towns that we were going to do different shows on. I didn't realize we were doing them together, but that's, again, my unpreparedness. But I am on Wikipedia here, and I hate to quote Wikipedia.
I know.
Because college professors never would let you do that. So
True. But
anyway, so Cave Creek was settled in 1870 by soldiers on horseback from Fort McDonald. I'm reading this straight off Wikipedia, so if you're driving, you can pull it. Don't pull it up while you're driving.
Don't pull it up. Maybe at home.
If you're riding, you can pull it up and read it with me. In 1873, prospectors from Bradshaw Mountains found gold. They found gold in those hills.
No.
Their hills.
Them hills. That's right. This town is named for the cave next to the creek the town was founded on.
Wow,
Very
I feel like that took a lot of thought process. Like, what can we call this town? I mean, there's a creek and there's a cave.
Yep.
Man, just the names escape me.
So it looks like it's about 33 miles north of downtown Phoenix. Although Phoenix's city limits extend north to Cave Creek's southern border. The town is bordered to the east by the town of Carefree, to the west by unincorporated New River, and to the north by Tonto National Forest. Elephant Mountain rises to an elevation of 3,926 feet in the northernmost part of the town. So there's a total square miles of 37.7 miles.
It's tiny.
It's a tiny little place.
That's why I was trying to see the population, but it's not telling me.
Well, Nicole talks about that some too. Okay. So there's a combined population of less than 10,000 people in both Cave Creek and Carefree.
Oh, there we go right there. Mm-hmm. Consensus of 2,000. So this is a long time ago. Sounds like yours might be more updated. There was 3,728 people, 1,571 households, and 1,101 families residing in the town. And again, that was as of 2000. So that's 24 years ago.
Isn't that crazy to say that? Does that not blow anybody else's brain? Like,
yeah, let's not go
there. Do you remember Y2K? The world was ending. And here we are 24 years later after Y2K. And the scary part is that means like there are people out there that don't even know what Y2K is. Like, didn't even experience it. Just mind-blowing. Very interestingly, some notable people. And this is one of the most fun thing about Wikipedia, I think, is the notable people. Yeah. Now, I don't know any of these folks, but somebody does. Sonny Barger, who founded the Oakland chapter of Hell's Angel, was from this town. Wow.
Yeah, and then singer of the Somerset, Brian Dales, is from the small little town. Do you know any of these?
No.
Okay, me neither, so it's fine. But somebody out there listening to this show
is like, hey, I know that person.
So
I know Hells Angels, so there's I can go with that, and it makes sense because Cave Creek does attract a lot of bikes, and Arizona Bike Week is really big here. So
a professional hockey player, Shane Doan from the Arizona Coyotes, is from there.
Which is no longer the Arizona Coyotes. I think it's now the Utah Coyotes or something like that. They just moved.
I was like, ice hockey in Arizona doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yep.
Call me crazy.
They've been here for decades, though.
Really? Yeah. That's just, I don't know.
Yep. So Kiowa Gordon is an actor from there. David Henry is an actor from there. There's an NFL player for the Tennessee Titans drafted in 2014, Taylor Lumen.
I actually know his mother.
Do you really?
Cool.
I do, yes.
Okay. And then, here we go.
Okay.
The rapper and actor DMX, Earl Simons, is from this small town. There is no way. DMX is from this town.
DMX is going to get ya. That's right. We're going to see Colin tonight. He's totally going to do DMX.
That's great. Did you know that? Are you familiar who DMX is?
I've heard the name, but rap is not definitely my genre. I'm more on the Gordon Lightfoot side of things. So.
And then last but not least, the Emmy Award-winning choreographer D.D. Woods is from this town. This is great. That's a lot of pretty famous people out of a small town.
Tiny little town. And that's just Cave Creek. That doesn't even include Carefree.
That's right. That's crazy to me. Even though I don't know a single person other than DMX on this list, that's quite a bit.
It is.
Hey, babe, here at RV Destinations Magazine, we've always been very picky with who we partner with.
Absolutely. Just the best of the best.
Yeah, so this next partner of ours, we could have definitely used about 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh, yes. WeighSafe. So we had this behemoth 38-foot bumper pull travel trailer that was squatting our truck so bad. And then driving it was just whipping around in the back, just making for really unsafe driving conditions. WeighSafe has developed this weight distribution hitch. And what it does is it transfers that weight that is being pushed down there at the rear of the vehicle to the front of the vehicle. It's magical, it's mystical, and it's physics. And I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and can't you adjust on the fly as well?
You can. So what's so cool about their product is it has a built-in scale there on the hitch. So you can see immediately those weight ratings and if you need to redistribute anything, and you can make that adjustment there on the fly without disconnecting your travel trailer.
Now, don't they have an app?
They do. The True Tow app. All you do is put in all the information on your rig and trailer, and it actually calculates where the weight should be on the hitch.
So where does everybody find out about this hitch?
So they go out to WeighSafe.com, and their web address is weigh-safe.com. And if you buy one of their hitches and use the code RV Destinations at checkout, you're going to receive a free lock set worth $95.
Yeah, so if you've got a bumper pull, you need to check out this product. Get out there to WeighSafe.com and check them out. Well, you want to jump into some fun?
Let's jump into the top 10 things to do in these two little cool and fun towns. And number 10 is drive the Carefree Highway, which is the same name as the Gordon Lightfoot song. And am I understanding this correctly, Nicole, is that he took a drive out there, loved it so much, and kind of wrote the song about this?
Yeah, he saw the street name and he was inspired to write a song about it. So yeah, very much, that's kind of the way it was.
That's really cool. Now, I'm assuming you've been on this drive, and it's a pretty beautiful drive, isn't it?
It really is. It actually stretches from Carefree past Cave Creek and then all the way out towards the other end of the valley. So it goes much further than Cave Creek and Carefree, but it's all through the desert, and it's absolutely a gorgeous drive.
Oh, fantastic. Now, are there any places to stop along the way, or is it just kind of like you go along, enjoy, maybe pack a small snack, pull over somewhere, enjoy the scenery type thing?
No, there's it goes partly through kind of a urban-y area, and I say urban-y because it's not really well populated in that area, but it does go through some areas where for example, Heart and Soul Cafe is on Carefree Highway, and Heart and Soul Cafe, if you did not know, is one of the restaurants that was featured in the I'm going to forget his name, but he did the diners, dives and drive-ins.
Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Yes, that guy. So that was a restaurant that was featured on that show. So, and they've got great food, amazing food there. Or if you keep going all the way on the other end, you can hit Lake Pleasant, which is one of our bigger lakes in the area. Arizona is actually famous for having more boats per capita than any other state.
Are you serious?
There's a fact for you.
Oh my gosh. I never, ever, ever would have thought that. That's very interesting because I would think Tennessee has quite a few very huge, massive lakes. And I mean, you've got Minnesota, or was it Wisconsin, the land of lakes?
Wow.
Do you like those accents?
It's Minnesota. Land of the 10,000 lakes.
Right.
Minnesota. I'm glad I drive the RV.
All our lakes are man-made here. So they're all, but because it's such a desert, people want to get wet. And so, yeah, we have a ton of boats here.
That is fascinating.
So I want to go back to the song. I'm still hung up on the song. I'm reading on, and this is very common where I I like go on and do more research, and you guys continue on, and then I say something like, we just talked about that. Like, sorry, I was researching. But anyway, so this is neat. So the Carefree Highway song was, of course, written by Golden Lightfoot. We already said that. It was the second single release from his 1974 album Sundown. It peaked at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, but spent 1 week as number 1 on the easy listening charts of October 1974. But here's what's interesting.
Yeah.
The title comes from the section of Arizona State Route 74 in North Phoenix, said Lightfoot. I thought it'd make a good song title. I wrote it down, put it on in my suitcase, and it stayed there for 8 months. The song employs Carefree Highway as a metaphor for the state of mind where the singer seeks escape from those ruminations over a long ago failed affair with a woman named Anne. Lightfoot has stated that Anne actually was the name of a woman Lightfoot romanced when he was age 22.
Aww.
So there's a little true story behind that.
The town of Carefree, it actually does have some really cute street names like Ho Hum Lane and Easy, anyway, there's some really cute, relaxed kind of carefree type names in Carefree.
Very cool.
Oh, that's fun. Hey, guess what, babe?
We're going to add this to the list?
We're adding it to the list. Okay. I want to go there.
All right.
All right. Number 9 is hike the Spur Cross Trail. And this, I understand, is a kind of an area that has several trails. And it sounds like one of the trails will take you out to some really cool stuff to see. So tell us some about this area.
Yeah, Spur Cross is a conservatory. Yeah, that word.
Yeah, that place. That's a chunk of land.
We say that all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. And because it's in more of the, what we here call the high desert, it's actually a really stunning desert, especially in the spring when all the cactus and everything are blooming. And a couple of the trails will actually lead out to some original and authentic hieroglyphics.
Oh, very cool.
Petroglyphs. And so you get to see a little bit of the Native American life out there and just really enjoy a gorgeous desert. Because Arizona desert up there, it's mountain. So it's a mountain desert. You're seeing the mountains at the same time that you're seeing the cactus and the blooms and everything like that. So it's not like any kind of desert that you think of when you think of the Sahara.
Right, exactly. Yes, it's very different. And I looked up some of the pictures of the petroglyphs, and what I find fascinating about petroglyphs, and we ran into this when we were out in Utah, is some of the crazy looking characters that these folks carved into the rocks. Like, if you ever question, are there other beings outside of our Earth that have come and visited? Seriously, look at some petroglyphs because it will make you question that. Like, I'm looking at a picture of one right now and I'm like, what the heck is that supposed to be? You know? So I just think it's incredibly fascinating. And I love that it is, petroglyphs are literally like the original graffiti, but in a really cool way.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't have paper, they didn't have pencils. They had to have a way of communicating with people when they weren't physically present. And that's what I just think is fascinating about it. It's, it's kind of our original RV Destinations magazine, if you think about it. Right. So, they were writing messages to one another and saying, this is where you can go. This is what you can do. This is what you got to watch out for. Those aliens out in space.
Right, exactly. This weird creature thing came up to me. I'm going to draw a picture for you guys. So look out for it. That is so cool. That is so cool. And Randy and I love hiking, so we always love hearing about new and different hiking locations. So that's very fun.
Yeah, and it looks like there's several trails that all come together because you can take Dragonfly Trail to Spur Cross Trail. There's a bunch of different trails. So I'm trying to get a good idea. One article said 3.5 miles, another one said 5. Do you remember how many miles it was? Did you say already?
Didn't. And there are several trails out there. So I think you can pick one that just kind of works for you. One of the nice things I would add, though, is they have a huge parking lot. So if you're bringing your rig, you can park your rig and head out, which for a lot of these hiking places, you can't bring your rig along with you. So,
of course,
it's a great opportunity, whether you're, heading out there just for a quick stopover or whatever. That parking lot you just got to make sure you go past the first parking lot, which doesn't have much parking. Go to the second one, and then there's vast parking out there. So
Oh, that's awesome. And then for folks that are like, yeah, hiking's not my thing. I really don't want to do that kind of work. No worries, because number 8 is channel your inner cowboy or cowgirl with a horseback ride. And it sounds like there's quite a few options, both with sunset trail rides and then like history and geology rides as well. So have you taken a horseback ride through this area?
Yeah, I've actually, I used to ride fairly regularly, so I've done quite a few rides in the area.
Nice.
I haven't done any of the rentals, but I have heard some amazing things about the trail riding companies that are out there. And they're just, there's so much to see out there. And I mean, if you're out in the West, why not channel that inner cowboy and cowgirl and go for that horseback ride. And these are the trail rides that are that you can rent are all going to be guided. So you have the ability to go no matter what your skill level is. And that's kind of the great thing about it. You can do shorter rides or you can do longer rides, depending on what your behind is up for on that particular occasion. For sure. Yeah.
And what I love, I grew up riding horses, and what I love about trail riding versus hiking is that when I'm hiking, I'm always looking at my feet, and I feel like I miss a lot of the scenery because I'm always afraid I'm going to trip and fall and kersplat,
or hit a handicap sign,
which I have done
with your face,
with my face.
That happened.
That happened.
True story. There.
True story.
It wasn't on a trail. It was just in a parking lot.
It was in a parking lot, and I was sober. That's the crazy part. There was nothing behind it. I know. I didn't even have any good reason other than I was not paying attention and went face first into a handicap sign. And then I had to laugh incredibly hard.
After you cried.
Yeah. After I cried. But then, what I love about horseback riding is that you get the opportunity to see the scenery because your horse is doing that work for you and paying attention. And you can, kind of sit back and relax some and actually get to take in that scenery. We did that in Zion National Park, and it was just an incredible experience.
For sure.
Yeah. It really, I just love horseback riding in general. So I don't care where it is or when it is or how it is. If you put me on the back of the horse, I'm a happy girl. So
I am with you on that. So I'm going to bring up this cattle drive that I want to do. And I tend to bring that up on a lot of
every
podcasts.
Single show.
Yeah. And so I need to find somebody
hint.
I know. Oh, I've been hinting for 12 years. Yeah. That's like a hint and smack. But yeah, so now I know, Nicole, if you're into this, maybe I found myself a new riding partner. This would be awesome.
I'm there. Sign me up.
Perfect.
Nicole's husband.
Yeah, my husband tends to like more speed. So while he doesn't mind horseback riding, if I drag him along, he's definitely more give him more speed and he's going to be a happier camper. Me, I'm like, you throw me on the back of the horse and I'm good.
That's how I am, for sure. And then for anybody that's like, yeah, I don't want to hike and I don't want to ride a horse. Well, if you're into golfing, good news. The whole area has like 200 golf courses in the greater Phoenix area, but you're saying the Golf Rancho Manana is one of the better ones, especially according to your husband. So tell us some about this golf course.
Yeah, I'm not a golfer. He loves to golf. He has golfed many of the courses in and around Phoenix. This one, though, I walked onto the course to take some photographs for the article, and I was just blown away at how stunning this golf course is. I mean, even if you've grown up in Arizona, this is a stunning course. And I, of course, asked my husband, I said, so what do you think of this course? And he goes, it is such a fun course to play. So if you are a golfer, this is a beautiful way to see the Arizona sights and at the same time get some really fun golf in.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful, beautiful course. I've pulled up some pictures. Yeah, it is. It's a stunning course. And I guess it's a kind of a challenging course, not like overly challenging, but kind of a fun, challenging course.
Right. It's supposed to be, there's a lot of hills, I guess. And again, I don't golf, so I'm kind of, don't quote me on the lingo here.
I don't know what any of it means.
But I guess there's a lot of hills, which makes for more challenging, drives. But even though it's still a par 4, they're shorter pars, I guess, I think is what he said.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. He just said it was a lot of fun to golf.
So if you're a golfer, just go. It's going to be fun.
Right. Exactly. Just do it.
Right. Just do it. You're going to be golfing in Arizona. So it's going to be blue skies and sunny weather regardless of when you golf there.
So one thing I was actually, and I'm not sure if they're on the golf course, but when we were looking up the Spur Trail a couple items ago, there are saguaro cactuses up in that area. I didn't realize that because those are usually all kept down in the Tucson area.
Wait.
It looks like they go up further north.
Wait, I have to stop you there. Can you say what kind of cactus that was again?
Saguaro?
Saguaro.
Okay, so a local's correcting me. I'll take that. But you say saguaro too.
I say saguaro too. Saguaro.
It's saguaro.
Saguaro cactus.
So you don't pronounce the G. The G is silent.
Correct.
Okay,
saguaro cactus.
I just had to give you a hard time on that.
Oh, we need that because we've been saying, go out and see them there, saguaro cactuses.
I was today years old when I learned that you said saguaro instead of saguaro.
That's right.
Saguaro.
Yes.
And Randy is so good with the English language. It's just amazing.
It's just
as I'm
Spanish.
Sitting here shaking my head no.
I am 100% sure that when I go back east, there are going to be some Native American words that I am going to just totally brutalize because I'm not local in the area. So it's totally okay and, totally fine. But yes, we do have saguaro cactus all the way up to even north of Cave Creek Carefree. So while the Saguaro National Park is in the Tucson area, most of the southern to middle of Arizona has saguaro cactus.
Gotcha.
Oh, very cool.
Gotcha. Okay, that's
very
good to
cool.
know. Kind of coming off what you said there, I think we're going to create a disclosure at the very beginning that if you're an English teacher, a communications director, or anybody that's really good at spelling,
linguistics
you may not want to listen to
professor,
this podcast.
or listen to it because it's going to be highly entertaining. Highly entertaining. We butcher the English language and beyond.
So I am brutal with the Indian names. I am terrible and almost to the point where it makes me laugh because I can't even wrap my head around three vowels together.
And I don't know when this is going to air, but recently, there was that graduation from, and I can't remember the university, but it's a viral video where they tried to create the names in phonetic so that the person announcing the people could pronounce the phonetic names. And she butchered. I mean, like even Thomas was like, to May Mass. So it was so bad that this whole video went viral. So it's not just you. Don't feel bad.
Oh, I'm totally gonna
find that.
I
know. I'm gonna have to find that video. That sounds amazing.
All right. So what are we on now? We on number 6.
Have a picnic lunch at the Carefree Sundial. So this sounds really cool. Tell us about this sundial, and then it sounds like there's a cool little kind of town park or town area around it too.
Yeah, so this, go ahead and do your Wikipedia search now because you're going to get lots of fun facts about the sundial. It is arguably one of the largest sundials in the world.
Wow.
For a long time, it was supposed to be the largest sundial in the United States, and then I think they built one bigger somewhere. But it is a very big sundial, and it's been around for quite a while. And when I was telling my husband, who actually grew up in Cave Creek when he was a kid, of course, because if you're a kid, that's when you grow up, right? Makes sense. He's like, well, if you're going to do Cave Creek and Carefree, you have to do the sundial. I'm like, okay, I'll do the sundial. So, and it is in the middle of this really adorable urban kind of park, which is urban within this town of, less than 10,000 people. So how urban can it really be? Yeah. But, they've got like an event area. They've got like a little kids splash park. They've got doggy relief areas. And it's, of course, surrounded by all these cute and adorable little shops. So I just think it's one of my Cave Creek and Carefree are my favorite places to go in Arizona. They're just so much fun to just go and hang out. You get a little bit of everything there. So
the dials, GNOMON, Nomen. Gnomon?
Metal gnomon.
The dial's gnomon? Is it gnomon?
Yeah, the G would be Simon.
Okay, so
Simon. The G would be Simon, honey.
So gnomon, 4 feet wide and 62 feet long. So there was a disputed claim. Various communities have made the largest sundial in claims. In 1913, the sundial in Ingleside, San Francisco, was claimed to be the largest in the world, ignoring the existence of the dials at Jaipur.
Jaipur.
See, you're seeing this firsthand, Nicole. It had a dial diameter of 35 feet. There's even a larger one, 78 feet, at Hunters Point in San Francisco. The Carefree's claim is disputed by Sun City, Arizona, who have repaired their competing dial, which was built from a 64-foot steel eye bar, which is a lot of useless information.
It varies.
I think the argument is how you measure the size.
Yep.
Yes.
So whether you're measuring it based on this or whether you're measuring it based on that, I think is really the argument.
And you know what the problem is? It's men out there measuring it. And they're always going to make it bigger than what it is. I'm just saying, right? That's what you guys do when you fish.
So I guess the total diameter of this one is actually 90 feet. So just the gnomon, is that what we said?
Gnomon.
Is that what we agreed on how you pronounce it? The gnomon's only 62 feet, but the whole diameter of is 90 feet. So that makes sense. That it depends on how you measure it.
Right.
That
makes sense.
We talked a lot about sundials.
We did. Taking your RV on a trip inevitably means you're going to pass through the infamous bug storm. And there is nothing worse than having the front of your rig covered in gross, splattered on, baked on bugs. And sometimes it's really challenging to get them off, but not anymore, thanks to Bugs Off pads. These things are amazing. They're easy to use, they're effective, and what I love about them is that they're chemical free. I love to keep our RV nice and clean and shiny, and I have used these products and they do a great job getting off brake dust off the wheels, getting off dirt, grime, and baked off bugs off the front of our RVs. And I don't have to use a ladder to reach those hard to reach places because it comes with a pad that installs on the end of any extension pole that makes reaching the top of the RV and cleaning it super easy to do. Be sure to check out their website, bugsoffpads.com, to check out the variety of different products that they offer for your RV and car to keep them super clean, shiny, and looking new. All right, so moving on to number 5 is go on a shopping adventure. And where do you recommend it? Like, is there one area within Cave Creek and Carefree that you're like, yeah, this is great for shopping? Or is it just the shopping is everywhere?
There's a lot of different shopping everywhere. And whether you're looking for just those basic Arizona souvenirs or whether you really want something that is very high-end fine art, you can find it in this area. There are some amazing art galleries that you can go shopping in. There are some awesome Western-styled furniture locations. You can get boutique clothing. Make sure you buy your hat and boots before you hitch up for that ride. Everything you can imagine. And it's Carefree, that area has one. We've got another location coming up that I know is on that top 10 we'll be talking about. But literally, if you just drive in that strip of road, you're going to run into some really cool shopping.
That is awesome. Cool. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. And I love shopping at little shops like that. Randy knows I am a sucker for little stores, especially souvenir shops and gift shops. Like I have to see everyone. It's a necessity in life. And poor Randy is like, no, as I walk into another one.
So now I've got, now that we're moving into a motorhome full time, and I could just say, baby, 400 square feet.
I know.
And it just stops her in her tracks.
It does, but I can still look.
Well, you can look.
I can look.
See,
right.
My husband doesn't mind going shopping with me because he knows 99% of the time I'm just looking.
Yes.
But I like to look. And so he supports that.
But you know what? When I go to the adult club, you tell me I can't look. So why do you get to look and not touch? I can't look and not touch.
Oh, honey. Honey. That
We're
one,
going to go there.
yeah, that one just fell flat.
That one. Oh, here, you want that?
Wait, yeah, let's do that one.
Nice.
Right. Oh, my goodness. What am I going to do with you,
I want to
kid?
have a fancy cup of tea.
Well, we should fancy a cup of tea, and that's number 4 at the English Rose Tea Room. I pulled up pictures on this place. It is gorgeous. So tell us about this place.
Isn't it so cute?
Charming.
You know, like I am a huge history buff. I love history, and I think that's one of the reasons why I love RVing, because you get to really submerge yourself in so many different places. And one of the things that I always found fascinating about the Old West was the prestige of bringing your English tea set across the West, and these coaches and the ones that were able to survive the cost that it took to get them there and all this kind of thing. So I just think that if you're in an Old West kind of town, why not go to an English tea shop? Like, it's just, I mean, you just don't expect it. And to me, sometimes the unexpected is the most amazing thing. So this is just, I mean, it's got the classic red telephone box out front, the old Doctor Who box. What do they call those? Only it's red instead of blue. It's just a classic English tea shop, and they will serve you tea and scones and, make sure that you got the little pinky sticking out because it's all prim and proper. And, I just think it's adorable.
I love that. And you're so right. When you think about folks that traveled out west back in the day by horse and wagon, and what that tea set had to survive to even make it that far, not only overseas, but then across country in a wagon, getting bounced all over the place, and then potentially being taken over by Indians and, your stuff stolen, or even bandits. And I mean, so I think that's cool. I love that kind of like throwback tribute to tea in the West. That's really cool.
What were we watching? 1837, where they the spinoff of your
is it 1887? Yellowstone.
1887, the Yellowstone. But remember, they were coming across with nothing, and they went into that little store and saw the little mirror.
Yeah,
and it was just like he wanted to buy it for that girl he liked, and it was just so amazing that they had that. And when you have nothing,
and then when it makes it again that far to the literally Wild West where there was nothing.
Yep. Very cool.
That's neat. Very cool. All right. So this one I am so fascinated to hear about. And this is number 3, Hitch Up at Harold's. This is so cool. So it's a restaurant, but then you can also, if you ride your horse into town, and tell me some about that too. You can hitch your horse here at Harold's, right?
You absolutely can. And I have back in the days when I used to ride quite a bit. Yeah, so we used to go on a Sunday morning ride, and we would ride through Spur Cross and down into town and hitch our horses up in the corral, because it is they definitely have a corral that's set up there. Go in, have some Sunday morning breakfast, head back out and ride home. And it's just the neatest thing when you think, I can go have breakfast, even if you don't ride or you don't have your own horse, to get to go and see the horses tied up in this corral right by where you're having your meal. And there's lots of great restaurants, but this is definitely one of the classic restaurants in the area.
That is so cool. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think that is amazing. I think that's why I'm so fascinated with like the Amish as a whole, because you go to like a regular place of business in your car, and then hitched up out back is the Amish horse and buggy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah. We've even gone through, they don't have a lot of chain restaurants in Cave Creek and Carefree, but they do have a Dairy Queen, and we have ridden our horses through the Dairy Queen.
Yes! Oh, that's amazing. If you do that again, please take pictures. I want to see that.
Take a video. We want to see a video.
Yes, a video.
I thought about sending a picture along with it, but it was such an old picture and so blurry and so bad that I'm like, no, it just doesn't quite cut it.
That is so cool. I just added that to my wish list of things I want to do in life is ride a horse through a Dairy Queen drive-thru.
Yep. There you go.
All right, number 2, and this is something that I have done, and this is bull riding at the Buffalo Chip Saloon. Now, I haven't rode at the Buffalo Chip Saloon, but back in my day, I did ride some bull. So tell us about the Buffalo Chip Saloon.
This place is definitely one of the classic Cave Creek restaurants, but they also have, and not only is it a restaurant, they do dance lessons, they do the bull riding, and even if you don't want to ride, they have bull riding shows. I think it's twice a week. They do the bull riding. They have Sunday morning church services at the Buffalo Chip, and it is just classic cowboy, like through and through. And this is a great little restaurant because it's both one of those indoor, if you want the indoor dining, or there's outdoor seating as well. So you can kind of go out and enjoy the scenery outside while you're eating. And very, very classic Southwestern cowboy kind of fare.
That is so cool. I'm looking at their website and they do the bull riding every Wednesday and Friday evening starting at 6. They have Texas style barbecue. So they definitely put that out there. They want everyone to know that they only serve Texas style barbecue. But they have live music and a DJ, the dance lessons like you mentioned, and it just looks like a really fun place. Honey, I want to go here.
In Texas, barbecue is a dry rub. In Kansas City is all the sauces,
yes,
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Just want to make sure I remembered.
Yep. Good job, honey. I know I'm looking at this beautiful piece of meat on their website, and I'm like, oh, that looks delicious. Yes.
Yeah, it's almost dinner time for you guys, but it's just after lunch for me. So.
Yo, that's right. Yeah, you're a few hours behind us. Yeah,
you could just jump off this podcast and go down the street and get
That's right.
We got to just sit and think about, that sounds so good.
I know. That's going to take us a hot minute to get out there and get some barbecue from Buffalo Chip.
That sounds
That
fun.
is so fun. So we are already down to number 1. And Nicole, you get to witness something here that
you probably don't want to.
You probably don't want to, but it's going to happen anyway.
All right. So the number 1 thing to do in Cave Creek and Carefree is... That's the drum. That's our official drum roll.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
So we got it. So you remember in Christmas Vacation when Clark was like, "Okay, drum roll, everybody." He's getting ready to put the lights together.
The drunk grandma's going.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
That's
exactly.
My
So
drum roll.
We started this on the
That's
very
the
first
inspiration.
podcast, and it just stuck. And I have no idea. I tried.
And it can never unstick. It's been over a year now
That's
of
right.
me dying for number 1.
So what's the number 1 thing to do?
Go to Frontier Town.
There we go.
Yeah. So this place looks like so much fun. Tell us some of the things that you can see and do at Frontier Town.
Frontier Town, what I love about it, it is iconic, classic throwback to the 50s. So if you could just imagine getting in your car and going for, a car ride, car vacation, Christmas Story, National Lampoon Vacation kind of thing, you'd see that old Western cowboy sign, and then you walk in and it's got all of the cheesy things that you would ever want to see in an old Western town. It is just adorable. It's got all of the old buildings, the old church, the scaffold for, where the guys get hung, where the bad guys get hung, and everything you can imagine. It is just adorable. And they also have some amazing shops. So not only do you get to walk around this kind of Old West feeling little town, but you get to go into shops that have everything from ghost pepper hot sauce to handmade goat milk soaps and lotions, boutique stores. Everything is just adorable. I love Frontier Town.
So is this kind of like an area, or is this actually where you pay a cover to get, or not cover pay a price to get in to this like museum, for lack of a better word?
Yeah, no cover charge. It is it's just funded by the restaurants and the boutiques that rent out the space in the area. So and it's smack dab in the middle of Cave Creek.
Okay.
So
it's more of like an area It's more of like an area that you can go into. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. And of course, I got on their website too. And for those of you that have not yet gotten married but are thinking, maybe a Western style wedding is up my creek,
Or
they
vow
have
renewals.
weddings here. Yeah, you can, or vow renewals. Yep, you can do that there at Frontier Town, which I think is so cute.
So, Nicole, you live pretty close to here, and so I assume you've been there several times. So what type of RVer do you think would want to come here? One that just enjoys the the Southwest and the old horse and I was going to say
Horse and buggy,
Yeah, no.
old horse and buggy kind of town.
Yeah, but obviously a lot of these are historical significance and beautiful landscapes. But who do you think this would be perfect for?
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of activities for families. So, certainly if you're a family, you can do the hiking, you can do the horseback riding, you can do a lot of the restaurants, you can have the fun at the sundial. A lot of retirees are going to really enjoy the laid back kind of lifestyle, a little bit of nostalgia, because it definitely has a little bit of that older feel to it. So not your modern amenities like you might find at like a Pigeon Forge, for example.
Right.
But just kind of, it's a laid back, carefree kind of life. So
No pun intended.
Yeah, pun fully intended.
Right.
There you go. Maybe so.
It's very relaxed, very quaint, very, definitely if you like the Southwest, if you're a big fan of those old Southwest movies and you kind of want to go check out what it actually might have, kind of felt like in some of those eras. If you love the Southwest kind of decor, this is a great place to kind of check out some of that, and it's just a really neat place to be.
And you're not too far from modern amenities with Phoenix being so close. I mean, you could literally stay in Phoenix and drive up to
For sure.
Cave Creek for the day, couldn't you? Or Carefree? Okay.
RVers know power surges at campgrounds are common and can be detrimental to your RV. We know. Power surges fried 2 of our air conditioning units, costing us thousands of dollars. Then we got smart and got a Power Watchdog surge protector. This thing is great. It's a complete power management system for our RV. It's constantly scanning, looking for electrical irregularities coming into the RV, and if it detects something, it shuts off the power to the RV, protecting it. They recently came out with their 2nd generation Power Watchdog, and this thing is great. It offers enhanced weather protection, improved security, has this great lockable lit clamshell connection bay too, which makes it really easy to connect in the dark. It also has built-in Wi-Fi, so now you can view and manage your RV power from literally anywhere in the world. So, if you want to protect your RV from costly repairs, get out to HughesAutoformers.com and get your own 2nd generation Power Watchdog today.
And then as far as getting around, and it sounds like these towns are pretty small. I mean, could you park your car and just walk around to all these different things we spoke about?
For the most part, there is one main drag, and I would say, it probably takes about I would say it's maybe a 5-mile stretch from one end to the other of the main drag. So, it's a decent, but once you kind of get into the main part of Cave Creek, everything's fairly close. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to get around because it's literally just one drag. So.
Or you can take your horse, apparently.
Right, you take your horse. Well, if it's horse friendly. Is it bicycle friendly?
It is bicycle friendly. It is very motorcycle friendly. They have a lot of motorcycles up in the area. So, definitely if you have the 5th wheel and you have the extra motorcycle packed in the back, bring that up and head out through there too.
So I've got this up on Google Maps, and I've just pulled up some of the names of the streets: Nonchalant Avenue, Breathless Drive. Long Rifle, okay, that's kind of carefree. Long Rifle Road, Carefree Drive, Serene Street, Celestial Street. So cute.
Very fun.
Yes.
Now, as far as camping in the area, we pulled up, and again, RV Life Campgrounds review is what we're using here. And There's an Encore property there, Encore Paradise RV Resort, and that's a little bit out of town. It's in Sun City. Looks like it might be about 19 miles away. And then let's see, what do we have? Ben Avery Shooting Facility Campgrounds.
Okay.
It's actually in the city limits, not city limits, but the outskirts of Phoenix, which is 10 miles away.
Yeah, we can hear the shooting range every now and again from where we live.
That's kind of funny, a campground and shooting range.
Shooting
That's a
range.
whole other thing, but it got really good reviews, 9.5 out of 10 stars out of 127 reviews.
Wow.
Shangri-La Ranch.
Yeah, you might not want to go to that one.
Clothing optional. I just read that.
Or maybe you do, you know?
So that's clothing optional. It's in New River, which is only 6.9 miles outside of Cave Creek, but it got 9.5 reviews. So
I bet it
reviews.
did. I bet it did.
You know, and I will throw out there that there is a lot of along Carefree Highway on the west side of I-17, so about maybe 15-minute drive from Cave Creek Carefree, there's a lot of boondocking out there. So if boondocking is your thing, you could totally go out there.
Yeah, for sure. Arizona's got a lot of boondocking everywhere in the whole state.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'll read a couple more. McDowell Mountain Regional Park got 9.5 stars. That's in Scottsdale, which apparently is about 14 miles away.
Yeah,
it backs to Cave Creek as well.
Yeah. Saguaro Skies Camp, that's military only, so I'm going to skip over that unless you're military. That got pretty good reviews, 9.5 as well. Cave Creek Regional Park.
Yep, I just saw that.
9.2 out of 100 reviews, which is pretty good. And
they have horseback riding as well.
Oh, nice.
You got a 55 and older community, which is pretty common in Arizona as a whole, and that's Desert Shadows RV Resort. They got 8.6. So quite a bit. There's a total of 51 campgrounds within a 20-mile radius of Cave Creek. So lots of options.
And babe, just as a heads up, a few more months and we can hit up that 55 and plus.
I'm glad you're turning 55.
I'm glad that you're turning 55. I'm stuck at 29. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. She's been the past 5 years?
Yeah, I signed him up for AARP 3 years ago.
She's like, only 4 more years so we can get in those campgrounds. And then it was like, only 3 more years, and 2 years. Now it's upon us. Now she's like, we got till August.
August 22nd, and we can check in.
Yeah. My husband just hit that 55 mark. So he's like, finally, I can shave off the beard that has all the gray in it so they don't question me anymore.
Yeah. It's just a number to me. I still feel like it's all in your heart. You're as old as you act, and I act like a 12-year-old.
Yep. That is an accurate statement.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about you've got a blog out there. You're also a professional writer. You've been writing for the mag. You put out an article about Lake Havasu in our last issue that we really, really enjoyed. And you're also really handy with a camera, which we really, really enjoy as well. But maybe tell a little bit about your blog, what you've got going on out there.
Yeah, so Touring with the Bandes is the blog, and that's where I write about my travels and in the RV, and everything's kind of got a little bit, usually a little musical twist to go along with the Touring with the Bandes concept. But I post all my photography there and love to write about, history and we love to hike. We love the history. We love to, go to national parks and see all those kind of things. So all of the things that, you might typically like in a travel blog, but it's just a lot of fun. And I do it for fun as opposed to just, hey, I'm really trying to make money at this, so I'm going to make sure that I do it all just exactly right. So, it's all about what I want to put up there. So.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. I love that.
Yeah, definitely get out there and check out her blog. And we should say that she came highly recommended from one of our writers from almost the beginning, not quite the beginning, but Tessa Miller has been writing for us for years. Mm-hmm. And she highly recommended Nicole. And we spoke to her, it's been 6-8 months. And then she decided to start writing for us. She also had podcast experience, so that was good. We brought her on the show. But again, thank you for coming out here, and I'll let Caly take us out.
Yeah, thank you, Nicole, for joining us today and going over the top 10 things to do in Cave City, right? It's Cave City? Cave Creek and Carefree.
I said Cave City too.
Yeah, well, because we have a Cave City by
Kentucky.
us.
That's
I
why.
know, my bad. I had to grab my notes. Yep.
So all those that caught that, please forgive us because we actually have a relationship with Cave City. So I said that a couple times.
Yeah.
now.
So it's Cave Creek in Carefree, Arizona. And thank you all out there for listening to us today. And please get out there and rate, review, and subscribe to the RV Destinations podcast on Apple, Spotify, Audible, wherever you find your podcasts. And we are now on video.
Yeah, YouTube.
So
Make sure you hit the subscribe button
the subscribe
down.
button down below. I don't know what I'm doing with my fingers right now. I'm supposed to be hitting a subscribe button below. So subscribe on YouTube. Please get out to our website if you haven't already at www.rvdestinationsmagazine.com/subscribe and get your subscription to our magazine. We offer in both digital and print formats. And if you use the code podcast20, that's podcast20 at checkout, we're going to give you 20% off any of our subscriptions. So I want to thank you again all for listening to us today. I am Caly Beheimer here with Randy Beheimer and Nicole Bandes, and we want to thank you all for listening today.
Be safe.
Safe travels, y'all.